So the big question is, do you like it tight or wide? And this is obviously, of course, in relation to ranges within crypto and LP positions. I made a video there 4 days ago, 800% APR. I'm just wanting to follow up on that so people kind of understand what's happening and the mindset of why I'm doing it and the way I'm doing it. So the video here is in question, 800% APR. Make sure you check it out. I paused it roughly near the end to give a rough idea of the value, but overall I invested, I think, $1,400 into this position. Obviously fees of doing this will take away a little percentage of each of the deposit value, but again, just for this, we're going with the 1,400. So you can see here, obviously the APR was 147%, and if we jump over here to my position at the moment, you can see I'm at 571%. And the first thing people will probably notice is up here in the top left, you can see my deposit value is 1,200, say 1,300, and obviously in this video it's just say 1,400. So in theory we're down $100. That's correct. No matter what way you do about it, you're still down money in an LP position. The big thing here is most of crypto has been down for the last 4 or 5 days, so it's not the end of the world. The big thing I want to draw your attention to is obviously the ranges and making sure we stay and understand the importance of ranges. So you can see in all these positions I'm still in range. Kudos to me. So look, as I said, yeah, we have a 48% range, 60%, 86% range. Crazy range widths. However, decent APRs. I just want to draw your attention to, I suppose we look at just the wrapped Eaton AIXBT, and if we go over here to the chart, you can see this is the best one to kind of visualize exactly where we are and what we're doing. So you can see here in this blue line, hopefully you can see it, I've added roughly the $200 on this candle, and I think, like as I said, it must have been close enough to the current price because the value is close enough to what I deposited. So you can see here I deposited into this candle, and obviously we went slightly out of range for a few seconds up to the upside. Again, I don't mind that because I've invested dollars into it. So if I put $1,000 into it and I have to rebalance with $1,200, I'm happy. I'm not holding any of the actual blue chip assets in this for this scenario and into these LPs. I'm borrowing and lending the blue chip assets to get stable coins to get into the LPs, and basically getting the yield and getting the price appreciation on dollar value. So, but just in mind, bearing that in mind, right? So as I said, we have on that one we have roughly 60% range. So again, to the upside it was what did I set that? No, I can't remember what it was. To the upside anyway, it was set over here. Sorry. So to the upside was roughly 20 something percent, and roughly to the downside was again 30 odd percent. So around the, whatever we said, the 60 something percent, wasn't it? Yeah, 60%. So I've seen so many people on, especially on YouTube, talk about ranges and saying, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. There is no right and wrong way. It's your own strategy, whatever you're comfortable doing. However, what a lot of people are doing is they're setting ranges way too tight. Just to show you this, if we jump back here and we look at the farms, and as I said, if we jump into, actually we'll jump into the AIX T, I think it is. So if we look at this range, this LP, we can set a range here at the moment at roughly 34%. So even if we went a little bit lower to 15%, around that 15, and again around 14, 15, you can see the range here is 28%. However, we're going to be getting 1,300% APR. That's just an extreme, APR. And as I said, there's nothing wrong with it. However, with that risk of rebalancing is going to be what's going to crucify it. And if you're watching this and you're anything like me and you only have a certain amount of money to put into crypto, we all don't have 50, 60, 100,000, 200,000 to put into crypto LPs and earning crazy ones. So that's my goal. I'll get to that point, and once I get to it, it will be put into the likes of your blue chips, really secure assets, and earning that, maybe 10, 15, 20%, and I will be happy out with it. But for this scenario, as I said, if we set the range super tight, like even that, I think it was 10, 15%, and if we got in on this position, well, on day one we wouldn't have been too bad. Day two we wouldn't have been too bad. Kind of would have went down out of range to the lower side, which would have been a little bit of an impact on our overall bag. Day three was the same. We kind of went down again a little bit. If you can see the candlestick here, even we went down out of it, but came back up out of range. But you can see what's happening. And day 3 or day 4, we would have been out of range. So again, you can see there, like on this day here, we would have been out of range. So which means we're not earning yield. Our $200 is after dropping, and it's after dropping by as I said, roughly we would have been closed down there 20%. So we would be after losing was a 40 odd euros out of 40 odd dollars out of that position. And at the moment you can see here, this position here is still pretty much the same. There's not much has changed with it. The fees roughly was what I deposited into, so nothing really has changed. The only difference is obviously I've earned $30 worth of Aero tokens. And that's the risk of obviously having tight range. Even that is tight enough for obviously this kind of project or this kind of LP. But as you can see, with a super tight range, the rebalancing is what's going to crucify accounts. And I see so many people doing this, setting up auto compound is perfect, but auto rebalance, sorry. So rebalancing is crucifying, because what's happening is you're rebalancing your bag again. So in this scenario, I would have had to rebalance this at 190, or is it 190, or no, sorry, it would have been 100 and I lost 40, so roughly $160 worth of this would have happened to be rebalanced. Again, it would have been 160 earning the APR, so obviously it has dropped. But the thing about it is, as soon as the price was to come back up here, you know, it's still not going to end up with much more in the difference. It still might end up at 170 if the price gets back up to this point again. You know, you've locked in your loss. Your losses are there, and that's it. So in theory, for this to kind of get back to your original value of $200, it probably has to get up to this red line. And if we look at it, so if we came out of this range here, it's like there's our roughly our 20% back. We have to get back to our initial starting point just to gain a 20% on the 160, and then obviously we have to go up here to the 50% to pretty much get back what you kind of close enough to what you lost. So in around between the red and the yellow line is where you have to get back to. So that's the problems with impermanent loss and rebalancing and stuff like that. So going forward, I think key here is have a few projects or a few LPs that have a tight enough range that don't fluctuate massively. Have a few obviously sprinkled in there, I think ones that are really high APRs, and make sure you look at actually what's in liquidity is the key thing here. Don't have liquidity that's super low, because you know that can be destroying to an LP position. Yeah, so look, that's pretty much it. I said each of their own in between, in preference I suppose to the tight and the wide ranges. Personally, I like a mixture of both. You know, as I said, this was a test to see how things go. Currently all the positions are in good position. Obviously Meagles is down. If we quickly look at the price is down from when I got into it. So as I said, I got into it here on this candle, and obviously we're down in value, but again, I'm in range. So like all I want this to do is start progressing upwards again, and hopefully, you know what I mean, we'll be grand. If it starts continuing down, I hope it goes slowly down. So what happens then is my yield is starting to catch up to your impermanent loss and covers you a bit. So yeah, look, we leave it there for the video. Again, I hope you kind of get an understanding of what it is. I will be coming out with a few more things, and I'll try and follow up on this over the coming days and weeks and stuff like that. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.